there is an absolute shitstorm coming out right now. I've been trying to avoid making this video. I've actually been talking to Jay Hoof the last couple days about this situation because there's been some things about this whole Review Tech no longer having Jay Hoof as his editor situation that just didn't sit by with me, especially when I'm seeing on Twitter things praising JKB, but then on Facebook, you see this message right here from Richard on his Facebook. It says, I need to be able to afford my rent. Proceeds to buy parts to upgrade the gaming PC I gave him. And dude got paid by me on top of that. I guess money magically floated out of thin air. Miracles do happen. Man, oh man, get fucked, my boy. So clearly this is reference to JKB having his live streams recently where he had money come in from donations. And for whatever reason, Review Tech posted this on his Facebook and deleted it right after shortly. This was dropped in JKB's Discord. I'll leave a link to the Discord down below. This comes after a couple of weeks of uncertainty with what's going on with the whole situation. JKB is one of my close personal friends. I'm immensely close to him. I talk to him almost on a near daily basis. Known him for years. I've known him for the last 6 years. He's worked hard for Review Tech, and to see Review Tech kind of flip-flop on the situation is disappointing. I've been trying to avoid making this video because I kind of wanted to stay out of the drama and all this, but after talking to Hooft, I can't defend this from Review Tech's side. I cannot defend it at all. This is not what we're being told, that it was like a mutual agreement. They're going separate ways so they could do their own thing, that they would be working together, and a lot of stuff is coming out. So if you want to go to the Discord, you could actually see and listen to some testimony from JKB himself, so you can see this is what I'm dealing with. And then Richard comes out and says, you know what, I deleted the post. Instead of making a public shit show, may the best man win, and by best man I mean I'll win. I do better without parasites attached to me anyway. Like, where's this venom coming from, Review Tech? What, you know, you can see people are supporting him. Money did magically appear. It's called user support, and he got in droves a lot of user support. I mean, the people came to Review Tech's channel and got to know JKB through the RTU streams. So when he got fired, they went to JKB's streams. He had a birthday stream. He got lots of support because, I mean, what do you expect when you let your friend go the weekend of his birthday? It's almost like Rich is jealous at this point. I don't know if it had something to do with JKB slowly starting to get a following. You know, he started doing videos, started taking over the streams because Review Tech had personal issues going on that we won't touch on. And then because those were successful, it seems like Review Tech got a little upset and jealous that JKB was building a little following. When JKB announced that he was going to be doing a birthday stream, he got let go. Was it because Review Tech felt JKB wasn't being a sidekick? That's speculation on my part, but you could see the Discord is not too happy about Review Tech deleting his messages on Facebook. You can see JKB says, I'm being forced and defending myself. So this is where things get interesting, because you could see JKB puts a few messages out on the Discord and talks about this. He says he's telling two lies here. One, I'm not spending a cent on the PC that he sent me. I got a sponsorship and they're building me a new PC. So that's one thing that he's debunking, saying that he's not he's not buying parts for the PC that was given to him. Even if he was, why does it fucking matter? The PC is his now. He's free to do what he wants with it. He can go and sell it if he fucking wanted to, right? And then you can see there's another post that he said right here. 2, he didn't pay me what was owed. When he fired me, I wasn't mad at him. He asked me how much was owed. I told him the amount, and he said, you are trying to extort me. The channel made half the amount. The issue for him is this. A year and a half ago, I put a retainer into our contract. This means even if we stop working halfway through a month, I would get paid and not have to worry about getting cut off, which I am not mad happened. I put this in place because he was a nightmare to work with and unreliable at times. When he was told that he would have to pay me this, he said I was extorting, and he paid me half, leaving me in shock. He then brought the PC, which wasn't a gift. It was meant for me to work on his show and bring in money for both of us. He refused to pay me the amount owed. So he's talking about the PC that he was getting that was going to be used to do streams, to cover the streams that Review Tech was going to be taking breaks on and stuff because real life happened. And then once he got rid of him, he said, okay, the PC is the money I owed you, even though it was originally given to him before he was going to be let go, right? So a cop out on that. And a lot of this right now is recap, basically. Maybe some revelations, but there are some interesting things that come right here. He said he has paid me every month, no issue, and paid me in January exactly what was owed. On top of all this, I lied to you guys for him. This is where the bombshell is. He has not apologized for the situation once. He came onto my show and I said he did. I did that because I just wanted to move on. And that's the nice guy that JKB is. I know him personally. He lied saying that Rich apologized to him personally. No, Rich evidently went onto his live stream, the birthday live stream, to try to do some damage control. And I've seen other channels call us. And again, I tried to stay out of this. But seeing the truth come out from JKB, I'm going to take JKB's word on this. I'm going to listen to what he has to say because I know him personally. I know him not to be a liar. And sure, there's two sides to every story and stuff, but you can see he's coming out on this. Richard's the one on the aggression, posting the stuff about him, negatively on Facebook and deleting it, when JKB's been cordial. JKB's been somebody that's been trying to get past all this. Now, here's some of the sound bites that JKB had here. Hopefully, I have this properly set up, but let's listen.
I'll also add in that after all of what happened with the denial of pay, leaving me in a terrible position, he also unfriended me from Facebook.
Unfriended
and I had
him.
to convince him to smarten up and add me back on
Listen to
not
that.
cause a shit show.
Unfriended
because
him.
I wanted to work through things. But this is where we're at now, and I'm in shock, and I can't believe he's taken it to this level. But I'm not going to sit here and watch him on one side of the coin be friendly to me to look good, and then on Facebook absolutely make up nonsense. This is something that I know well. I dealt with him for 6 years, and I'm not proud to be sharing this information. I'm not happy about it.
You could tell he was trying to avoid this.
But I'm also not going to sit back and listen to his fucking bullshit nonsense anymore.
And yeah, Jay was trying to avoid this, honestly. He was trying to just let it go mutually, quietly, silently. And Rich could not help himself. And Rich is on my personal Facebook, but this was also sent to me. The screenshot was also sent to me. Everything was sent to me. And also the Discord just blew up when Jay started blowing up with these messages and stuff. Rich is probably going to block me, delete me. I've never made a video about Rich. I've always kind of just turned the other cheek whenever I saw people make videos about him, but this is too much. You can see he continues right here. JKB continues for another 3 minutes.
I definitely didn't want it to come to this. I tried to move away from Rich over the last 3 days. You've probably noticed I said I cut ties with him. Unfortunately, he's just now making nonsense about the situation.
It's like he's losing his mind.
It's time to move on many times. He didn't want to. And this is the actual events that took place. I never thought I'd have to talk about this publicly. And I'm apologizing to you guys.
You can tell Jay's nervous, by the way.
This, but we're at a level that I just can't handle anymore in terms of the nonsense. I'm used to his bullshit, his flip-flopping, the back and forth.
We could tell he flip-flops just by watching his content.
I'm not going to let him just sit here and talk shit like this. It's just not going to happen with me. Maybe with other people, he felt that he could get away with this type of thing, but now you guys know exactly what's happened here. There's receipts for everything.
So he's claiming he has receipts.
To be clear, last month in January, he paid me the amount that was owed. This month, for February, he decided that, yes, you're let go. I was not upset about it. He said, how much is owing? I told him it's basically same as last month. And he started to go on about how I'm trying to, quote unquote, extort him and his family. And I
Nuts.
explained to him what a retainer is, which, again, for the record, and I have proof, he has paid the retainer since I put it in place for these situations, because he never once, and by the way, he's tried to do this 4 times at least.
4
He's never
times.
once offered to let me go and take care of me for a little bit. So I
6
had to
years
put
business
that in place
relationship.
for my own protection, because we all know how he is. So this is how it is. I don't know what else to say about it. That is exactly what has happened here. So at the end of the day, he brought up the PC and how I tried to extort him. So I am I'm actually baffled by this. I never thought it would come to this, but then I had the last few days off to think about it, and it's obvious that yes, this is a pattern that we go through. So it is what it is. I was basically forced into accepting the PC as whatever you want
Ridiculous.
to call it,
And even
which
then,
it was
Jay's
never meant to
still
be
being
that.
the nice guy.
And he talks about how I said I wasn't able to afford rent. Uh, yeah, that's what happens when you don't get paid properly. You randomly can't just pay for rent. But you guys came through, and that's the important part on my side of things. That this is, I think, one of the best things that's ever happened to me. So I apologize for the shit show that this is going to cause, but
It's definitely going to be a shit show, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
not going to let people walk on me,
He shouldn't.
especially after I took care of their channel and took care of situations that were absolutely terrible. I can't believe this is how I'm being treated.
And that final point is a really good point, because you know all the personal issues that happened with Rich that he came out and talked about. Uh, Jay essentially was keeping the channel alive when Review Tech was dropping out and not making content and stuff like that. So you can see right here, JKB says, again, this isn't what I wanted. I thought he would have the emotional intelligence to leave it be, but I should have known better. He couldn't. Like Review Tech could have just went off to the sunset, stayed, split with JKB, but no, he had to make these posts. And that's why people call him a locale. He can't just stop. He can't just stop, right? Here's another thing right here. This is actively popping, by the way. If you're
And I
not on the
also want to
Discord
make
for
it clear
JKB,
one
go
last
check it
time
out.
here that Rich has paid me properly over the years. He's been good to me in terms of payments. Hell, even because of his own indecisiveness and whatever else you want to call it, he's also thrown me money at random. There's no issue with money, however, except the last time he had to ever pay me. For some odd reason, he decided that the retainer that we had in place for the last, I'd say, a year and 7 months, I'd have to look at the actual dates. He just pretended it didn't exist, even
Yeah.
though that's his responsibility. So not only did he let me go a day before my birthday without any notice, and I'm bringing this up on a friendship level, and people are expecting me to be friends with this person.
I wouldn't be
It's
friends at
2
all.
days for my birthday. He sent me a PC to stream on his channel. I'm excited. I want to do work on the main channel. Not only did he let me go through a text message, which was one sentence that said, "I'm sorry, I'm not into doing this anymore." He also then went on to not pay me what was owed for the month.
Here's the other thing that's weird is that Review Tech went out, and I'm interrupting the audio. Review Tech made a video saying he's no longer into wanting to do the news, no news regurgitation, that he wasn't going to do it. And then he proceeds to do it anyway for like 3 or 4 days in a fucking row. He talked about the PS5 Pro. He talked about the Xbox stuff, I believe. Like go back and look. Like right after that, he did at least like 3 days of news in a row. I'm going to pull it up real quick. I'm put up real quick so you guys can see what's going on, because he's like, "Oh guys, I'm not doing news," and then you can see straight the fuck up right here on his channel. News, news, news. 3 days in a row. So Elena Pierce, PS5 Pro, and PlayStation's in trouble. 3 days in a row. Sure, it might not be at the, I guess, consistency that he was doing with JKB, where he was making daily videos, but he's still doing news. So why didn't he just say he didn't want to pay JKB? He wanted to do the editing himself. Like, why? Because he knew it was going to be a shitstorm. He knew it was going to be a shitstorm. That's why he didn't come out and be upfront. He could have just been like, yo, I don't want to pay JKB anymore. I'm just going to do everything myself. But for whatever reason, he just kind of has like this weird vibe going on. Like, I think he seriously has lost his mind. And I have never said a bad word about Review Tech ever. Anyways, let's continue.
And said that the channel was not making enough money, which again, he paid the month prior to this. So if he wanted to lower the retainer or talk about a different situation, we should have done that. He didn't. I never brought it up because he has paid me properly for the last 2 years basically. Why would I bring it up? He paid me last month. It was never an issue. Then he went on to remove me from Facebook. And then I had to
that removing from
go
Facebook
on my stream and have him on because...
So Review Tech unfriended him. JKB did his birthday stream, and then Review Tech comes on, says, yeah, we're going to work together, blah, blah, blah. And JKB notices in the middle of all that he was unfriended by Rich. So he still was lying and covering for Rich as a friend at that point.
At the end of the day, this is about his mental health, and this is something I didn't want to get into this, but I think something is happening with his mental health.
Something is
on
happening.
Levels that are clear to most people now, and I didn't want this information to come out because I felt like I wouldn't be helping the situation. But now I'm seeing these posts where he's saying one thing on one side, one thing on another,
two different
which
things
is all too familiar, flip-flopping.
Being one way, one way, and then another.
Absolutely in shock. I thought him and I would be able to work through all of this. Even the fact that he didn't pay me properly, I kind of let it go, to be honest with you guys. I just said, fine, I got the PC, great. I wanted to move past all of this. But at the end of the day, the truth has to come out because I sit here like 24/7 and I'm like, there's this dark shadow hanging over my head.
Yep.
And it's the truth. And I have to get rid of it. I'm not going to fucking sit here and let this guy try to take me down after the success that
I wouldn't
had.
either.
I don't know if it's jealousy. I'm not going to really make statements on that, but at the end of the day, that's the truth. I have every bit of proof that would be needed if I need to prove it. He left me in a terrible situation, and on top of it, by the way, he has never apologized for anything. Again, I'm not mad that he quote-unquote fired.
So he never apologized. That's the truth there.
Me. You guys have to understand that part. When he told me, I was like, okay, I'll go get a new job. And that was it. We were fine with each other. It comes down to the fact that he didn't pay me correctly. The lack of respect in this relationship after everything I've done for him, and people calling me the one that's the manipulator. I'm not going to stand by that. So I apologize for the drama. I definitely will not bring this to my main channel or Twitter or anywhere else. I just had to get it out there. And
to be honest, he's still kind of being nice. I would just expose it. He right out said he wasn't mad about being fired. He's mad about the weird Two-Face stuff that Rich is doing at this time.
Hopefully tonight's stream goes fine, but
tonight's stream's going to be chaotic.
A shitstorm. So prepare your asses. You're all fired, by the way. I love you.
So you could just see, man, if you go to the thing, all this was just exposed. You can read everybody's take, stuff like that. There's some people saying, "Oh, just stop it. Let's stop the hate. Let's stop this." It's like, no, honestly, this is a weird hill that Rich is deciding to die on. Honestly, he shouldn't have made the comment that he deleted on Facebook. He knew that was going to get out. That was sent to me by somebody that saw it on Facebook, and I'm not even in the situation. And then I saw that I immediately went to the Discord, and almost at the same time, I saw all this stuff coming out. So I don't know, guys. This is not a good look at all for you, Rich. To say that somebody's extorting you to make these comments about buying parts for a PC and not apologizing for how things were handled. It's not a good look. So I don't know, guys. I really didn't want to make this video, but I felt like, hey, JKB is a friend of mine. He's always stuck it out for me. I gotta say something. I trust his word over anything that Review Tech could say at this point. So, wow.